This is the walkthrough video for PCTC 2022-23 round 1 senior, and this is question 7, stop at 20. So we're given an undefined length or number of inputs, and we essentially want to go through whatever master tells us to go through and output the amount of inputs we processed. That sounds a bit confusing, but if we step through this step by step, it should be perfectly fine. Okay, so first thing we want to do is set our current running total. So let's just set that to 0 because it starts off as 0. And again, just like question 6, we want to have an infinite loop to keep inputting these things. So the way I like to create infinite loop is just by writing while 1. You may have seen it as while true, that also works, but I just find 1 is a bit easier for me. Okay, and we want to take your input and add that to total. So let's say total is going to be equal to itself plus the input that we're just going to take and make sure it's an integer. And now we want to apply this logic. So if the total is ever above 20, so if total is above 20, then we want to reset total to 0 and just continue. Else, or elif, the total is equal to 20, then it says we want to break the loop. Yeah, so let's break the loop. And at the end, we want to print out how many numbers we've processed. Okay, so we need to store that as well. So let's just store that as a variable called count. And every time we process a number, let's increase count by 1. And this means at the end of the code, once we've broken out of our while infinite loop, we can then print count, and count would represent the number of inputs that we've processed. So yeah, I think making sure you're really solid with the logic of infinite loops and breaking out of them is quite powerful knowledge to have. Perfect.